Hey, everybody, I'm here with James Hooper. He's the president of Unite Mortgage. And we're going to do three things today. We're going to learn a little bit about James. If you don't know him, it's going to be fun. He's going to tell you some of his background in the industry. Going to tell you a little bit about Unite and what it's done in its history, and then where he, as its president, plans on taking them in the next 12 months and how they can really help, brokers now during this pivot time or transition time. So, Hoop, tell me, how did you get in this industry? What have you done? And, tell us some of your background.
Well, first and foremost, Rick, thanks for having me on. And I know we're of a short time frame, so I'm going to try to keep it relatively pretty quick. But, it's crazy how I got in this business. I started in this business 23 years ago. Wow. And I was playing college football. And, the mother of my children, we had a child during college. Her father was the largest mortgage broker in the Southeast. And lo and behold, we're having a kid, and he had a mortgage brokerage office down in Birmingham, Alabama. And he said, "Son, time to go to work." He threw me a phone book. And he said, "Start making phone calls, pay me $5 an hour." And, that's how my career started. And it just kind of, I'm a numbers guy, right? I always loved numbers, just playing sports, being a quarterback. And I caught on to this business, and I was like a sponge. And my future brother-in-law sat beside me. He was one of the top loan officers. And I got to, just hear him speak to customers, hear how passionate he was about helping homeowners and get them into homes. So I started out very small. My career started out for a small window in retail. And then I moved from Birmingham to Phoenix, Arizona, and I got a job in wholesale. Opened up wholesale for U.S. Bank, basically out west for those guys. And within the first year, I was their top rep. They promoted me. I applied for an SVP position at the young age of 22, and these crazy guys gave me the job. So I became a C-level executive in wholesale at a very young age of 22. And I remember going on sales calls with AEs in Texas, and they're like, "Oh, you brought your grandson today," and they're like, "Well, this is awesome." So,
only in the mortgage business, right?
That's right.
You get handed the phone book and then get a C-suite job before you're 25. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And made it through the financial crisis, as many of us did. And look, I just love this business, right? I just have a passion for it. I have a passion for the broker side of the house, and what mortgage brokers go through, and how they get their customers and their referral leads and all of those other stuff. And one of the things that I've just become a master of, just knowing from the front end, the back end, the capital markets, the marketing side. I love this business. So that's the short suite of it. So that's how I got into it.
Well, Hoop, that's fantastic. I love hearing those stories. I got handed the phone book too, man. It's like I was 19 as well when I started doing this, and did all kinds of things you weren't supposed to be able to do.
Did I say handed? I meant thrown at me.
So, Hoop, what advice would you have for the guy who's just got in this business, thinking it's raining because all of his friends are driving, Porsches because the market's been so good? What's your advice to him? And then let's talk a little bit about the history of Unite.
Look, my son, who is 22, he works for me here at Unite. He's in business development. I remind him every day, nothing in life comes easy, right? And you have to work at it. You have to be consistent. And, I think all too often, whether you're in sales or whether you're in anything in life, right, people give up way too soon because we get told no a lot in this business, right? No, you can't do this. Or, whether you're a retail loan officer, us in wholesale, we don't need another business partner. So you just have to, stay the path, right? And I promise you, people who work hard, good things always happen to those folks. So if you're young and you're starting out, you just have to stay the course. That's
great advice. My first boss told me to learn how to love rejection. And as soon as you can embrace rejection as an opportunity, to move forward, life changes. That's great advice. So tell us about Unite, making a big splash right now in the wholesale space. Tell us about the founding, how old it is, capacities, those kinds of things that are important to our brokers.
So, I founded Unite Mortgage with a company out of California. So we're a DBA of Home Mortgage Alliance Corporation. A good friend of mine, Alfred Hanna, and Alfred's been a friend of mine for a long time. And, again, I've been at the C-level space for a very long time, multiple companies, top companies in wholesale. There was just a time in my career where I said, hey, I have some capital and I have the opportunity to go out and, do my own company, right? And that's how a lot of companies that many people do business with today, that's how they start. So as an entrepreneur, it was that time for me to really go out and leverage my name in the marketplace. And, really the people that work beside me, I don't say work with me, right? They work beside me. I'm only as good as my people. So there's a lot of good people that I've met and mentored and had the fortunate pleasure to manage over these years. And they said, hey, Hoop, why don't you just start your own company, right? We're here with you. Lo and behold, I did this about 7 months ago, right? And the landscape has changed, but where there's change, there's opportunity, right? Especially in a down market. So my partner and I, Alfred and I, we see a huge opportunity in the broker space, right? The broker space is continuing to grow, right? Although the market predictions, they predict to be down, but mortgage brokers, back before the financial crisis, are on the upswing, and they need more players. So my passionate for this space, right, and my passionate for people and just helping people get into homes and helping mortgage brokers really led me to start Unite. So with Unite, we're licensed in 47 states, right? We're Fannie Freddie direct. Applied for our Genie ticket. We are servicing loans. And, obviously we are heavy entrenched in the non-QM space right now. So that's a growing space that we are not only entrenched from a product standpoint, but, I brought my knowledge, my skill set, and my passion for technology and process flow to Unite. And we're making, the non-QM space very easy and less painful than most think. To close those loans, agency loans, we're a top price lender in that space. Government loans, we're a top price lender in that space. But the reality is we are basically, if you look at us and how we set up the company as a mortgage broker, you can come to Unite and pretty much get a competitive price, a great process, right? And a great experience from a technology and customer experience for most loans that you originate, right? From a residential standpoint. And that's really what I wanted to put into the marketplace, and not really just say, hey, I'm just good at, agency W-2 loans, right? Or I'm just really good at DSCR loans, right? I've really tried to be a good partner for mortgage brokers out there, and they don't have to have 15 different lenders that really specialize in 15 different things. So that was my concept with coming out into the marketplace.
Well, that's fantastic. And that's, brokers may not be aware of this, but that's not an uncommon way for new companies to bolt on to existing companies that have that big infrastructure and leverage off it. Glenn Stearns just did it with New America.
Yep.
JMAC came up the same way. The lender came up the same way. Not an uncommon way because of the scale needed to really get into wholesale and be a player. So instant player on the market. So yep. Where are we going to go in the next 12 months, Hoop? Give us the world as Hoop sees it. Says our brokers are going to be watching this that are using Ready Price. They're going to want to connect with you and know who you are. And hopefully if they need something, be comfortable to reach out to you. Where are you taking them?
So look, our growth is like, it's exponential. I mean, we're approving on average right now. We have 25 to 30 new brokers applying to send us business each day. And that number grows over and over. And you've done this business before. So we've done a really good job with your help being on Ready Price's platform, right? With our aggressive pricing to really get the name out in a really quick way. So, as we look forward into this market, obviously we're going into a heavy purchase market, right? So we've got a 12-day purchase pledge that we put out in the marketplace for our brokers, that if, they do certain things and we do certain things, or we don't do certain things, we'll waive our underwriting fee, right? Just to really help and accommodate them in this purchase market. Obviously the non-QM space is going to be a big play for us in 2022 and beyond, as that's going to be a $300 million or a $300 billion market in 2022 or predictions. So, our growth strategy by the end of 2022 is to be at 400 million a month in overall funding. So whenever you put that into concept in a down market, rising rate environment, we're going to go from basically zero where we were in September as we started up, right, with the company, to 400 million in 12 months. So, I don't know what that number is, but that's a pretty big number. And quite honestly, Rick, it's not going to be really hard to achieve, just basically what we've set up here from a pricing standpoint, a product offering standpoint, and a technology standpoint. I mean, brokers are looking for new lenders that can do what we do here at Unite.
That's fantastic. Service, product, and pledge. Right. And hey, everybody, just a personal note, Hoop's one of my favorite guys in the industry. If you ever have an issue when you're dealing with Unite, he will call you right back and he will jump in and he will intercede. So thank you very much, James, for being on our platform. Thank you for taking the time to explain who you and your company are to our brokers. And let's just hope we can do a lot more business together in 2022.
You got it. Thanks again, Rick. We appreciate it.
All right, my friend. Thank you for your time.